We were pretty famous back in high school. Trust us!
Had a whole future ahead of us, but now we suck.
All that potential now is flowing in the aqueducts.
Through the sands of time, many did forget.
But now our time has come to resurrect. But a podcast?
Sad I know, but can you blame us?
We are desperate to be much more than high school famous.
Hello and welcome to High School Famous, the podcast. That's all. I'm Matt.
Hi, I'm Sean. Some country's favorite podcast. We could
Some country's favorite.
it's some country's favorite podcast. We could make a bold claim like that if we wanted.
Oh,
If anyone wants to chime in and say it's not their country's favorite podcast, we'd love to hear it. But right now, I'm going to go off of a notion that we are the favorite of some country. And unless I hear otherwise, I'm gonna stick with it.
or we could even say, "Welcome to High School Famous, the podcast that has been listened to in Norway."
We can say that now officially.
Yeah.
Or we could just say for sure that the podcast that has been downloaded in Norway.
Yeah.
There's
I
no
guess
telling.
it doesn't necessarily mean it's been listened to.
Right. There's got to be some way to know if, like, I know there's some places where I can check and it tells me how many, like, how long a certain thing's been listened to and things like that. But I think that's only on Apple. I guess I haven't looked into much of other places as far as what the stats are.
Yeah.
Like, I've never logged into Google Podcasts to see what their numbers are, or iHeart or Spotify or anything like that.
Right. Well, hey, if you're listening or have downloaded in Norway, reach out to us and let us know if you actually listened all the way through.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. Maybe we'll have you on.
We could.
Yeah.
I have to figure out a time that works best for everyone, considering whatever time zone they would be in Norway.
Right. Pacific Standard.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, that's a time zone, but that's not a time of day. So, I don't remember if you said this while we were recording or not, but you said you noticed I'm growing a beard again.
Yeah, no, that was pre-recording.
Okay. Well, you noticed, you I guess I'm revealing to everyone now that you noticed I'm growing a beard again. I'm surprised you didn't notice the other times we recorded, because basically ever since I said I think a beard ages me a lot, every single recording session after that, I've had a beard, and this is the first time you said something about it.
Really?
But I guess in your defense, a lot of times my mic is blocking a good portion of my face, so it might not be abundantly obvious if I just kind of stay positioned like this.
Yeah, I noticed it on Friday. Also,
on Friday, yeah,
but I just didn't make mention of it.
That was for the best
that I didn't mention it on Friday.
Yeah, I think the people that we were chatting with are just sick of hearing about my beard. I think they threatened. They threatened to if I talked about my beard again, they threatened to no longer speak with me. So the conversation would have gotten real awkward, or I would have not been a part of it any longer. I don't know what could happen, but so it's probably a good thing.
I think it's best to not mention beards around Mark anyways, because he's unable to grow one.
On his face. So I moved my mic. This thing right here is really close to my forehead, and it's kind of really fuzzy and blurry up here in my eye line here. So kind of distracting. But I'm not going to let that.
It's not sharp.
Yeah. I'm not going to let it hinder me from putting on a really great show. It kind of looks like a lightning bolt in a way, sort of.
Yeah.
Right? Like the one that's pointy on both ends? Yeah,
it looks more like a lightning bolt than the sword from The Man Who Saved the World.
The Man Who Saved the World. It does. Yeah.
To call back to episode 3.
That's a very...
It's a long-distance callback.
Very specific, very obscure... callback that I'm sure no one else will pick up on. Yeah, had you not pointed it out.
Right, I was going to say, I'm hoping at this point, yes. I mean, if people are listening to this episode that haven't listened to episode 3, you should really go back and listen to episode 3.
I don't care if you do. You don't have to.
Well, you don't have to, but
we got so many good episodes. We're not relying on
It's true.
we're not relying on the powerhouse that was episode 3 anymore. We got so much good stuff out there. We don't have to lean on that anymore.
No, I'm not leaning on it. I'm just making a reference. Like,
you're just encouraging. If you haven't,
I'm encouraging.
Check it out.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you want additional downloads, Sean?
I would want that. Yeah, but it's not about what I want. It's about what the listeners want.
Well, the listeners won't tell us what they want.
We're just gonna.
So it is about what we want.
We're just gonna put stuff out there, and we're gonna want you to. We're gonna want you to want me, as the song.
And you know what? And you know what the listeners have not told us that they didn't want?
Episode 3.
No, more of the internet's funniest stories. You're right. Part 38.
Due to a lack of protest, we're continuing with what is
due to a lack of protest and a lack of ambition to come up with something else to do.
Yeah. So this is clearly our most popular segment
for us
so far, being that it's the one we have the most quantity of or in.
Right.
So unless
if popularity equals quantity.
Well, I think bad news is probably still higher up as far as that goes then. But
bad news rarely filled an entire episode.
You're right. This has completely filled every episode that it's been a part of. So aside from this nonsensical banter at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So you did not ask for it to go away, and you also didn't ask for it to stay. So here it is.
Yep.
The internet is chock full of stories that claim to be hilarious, and we're gonna run through some more of them for you, and you guys can make your own determination.
Yep.
To how hilarious they are. Oh my God! There's still 15.
There's still 16 stories.
16 to go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So we got at least. This is going to be at least 2, maybe 3 more episodes of these.
Yeah,
depending on how many we get through today.
That's true.
So back by no demand.
Back by coincidence.
We're going to start off today with a story called That One Time I Got Lost. And that's pretty good. It's a pretty good track record if it's just the one time.
Yeah. Or the story is just about this particular
like a specific
time.
It could be. We're about to find out.
Yeah. Is this your story? Are you reading this one?
I read red. You read black.
I couldn't remember, so.
Mm-hmm. So about a year ago, I was in phys ed class, because that's what people call it. And we went around the physics education.
Physics education.
There you go.
Yeah.
And we went around the neighborhood for a jog at the beginning of each class.
My school had a track.
Yeah, this also isn't lighting up with physics education.
Yeah. Well,
unless they're doing equations in their heads.
Well, physics. There's physics involved with jogging. You know, you talk about momentum and kinetic energy and potential energy and impact. There's lots of stuff.
Right.
I'm sure these people are covered head to toe in sensors.
Oh yeah, they have.
Yeah, they're tracking all these measurements.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, go on.
All right. So yeah, let me backtrack for a second. We went around the neighborhood for a jog at the beginning of each class. I hadn't done it before because of medical reasons, but the teacher evidently forgot about it. I'm incredibly bad with directions and easily distracted, so I lost sight of the rest of the group and went completely the wrong way. I ended up being lost for 2.5 hours. The best part is I single-handedly changed my school's phys ed policy. That seems like the more interesting part of the story.
Yeah, here's the part that I question right away. Yeah, great if you're... Okay, so this person prior had not done the jogging around the neighborhood because of medical reasons. I would think that even if the teacher forgot about it, you wouldn't have forgotten about it. And maybe you would have reminded...
bring it up and like, hey, right. And also, is the medical reason that this person is blind?
I don't
Because
know.
how do you lose sight of a whole group of people running?
Yeah.
Unless you're like way behind because
No,
of your
you're in
medical
the lead.
reasons.
You're in the lead.
This person's leading.
This person's in the lead. They can't see anyone behind them because they're not looking.
Okay.
And they just veered off in the wrong direction because they're not familiar with the normal path because they haven't done it before. And they ended up in a quarry.
Right.
Some
For 2.5 hours.
Sand dunes. Oh, yeah, 2.5 hours. Well, they probably met some interesting characters along the way.
So really, I'm more interested at this point of what the medical condition is that causes you not to be able to jog.
I think it's either paralysis.
Well, yeah, I'm like, is this person actually in a wheelchair? they were lost for 2.5 hours because they just were laying on the ground where they like right next to their wheelchair and nobody came back for them.
That could be it.
And also like that I single-handedly changed the school's phys ed policy.
Yeah, they don't go into any explanation about that. What does that even mean?
Like, why did you change it? Because you got lost, like a moron?
Does this mean there's a no getting lost policy now?
Right. Or like your medical files must be
honored,
posted,
read and considered before forcing you through any physical activity. Is it blindness, like you said? Is it some sort of mobility issue as far as your limbs have a problem? Either you're one-legged or no-legged, or you're paralyzed from the waist down.
Were you running directly into the sun?
You have backwards feet.
Right.
Could you not have gone with, like, maybe to be nice previous to this, they could have had one person kind of jogging, and they're jogging behind you if you're in a wheelchair, they're jogging behind you and pushing your wheelchair along. So just so you can stay with the group, right. Maybe you're doing some sort of upper body motion while you're getting pushed along just to be active.
Well, I mean, most people in wheelchairs do an upper body motion almost constantly, and it is spinning their wheels.
That's true. But if you're being pushed,
it'd be pretty messed up for somebody to be pushing you, and you're just like doing like arm movements instead of just wheeling yourself, which would probably be a better workout for you.
Maybe, but this would ensure that you're keeping up with the group if someone's jogging along and pushing you in front of them. Because once you get that initial thrust gone and the momentum is there, like the pushing of the wheelchair might not add a whole lot of extra strain on the person jogging behind that's pushing them, because it's like anything.
Well, the person could help by like wheeling everyone, like
every once in a while, sure.
Give it a little strain off the jogger.
Yeah, but I'm curious what their medical reason is. Although with HIPAA, we can't ask you and I.
Right.
The other thing is, how was this phys ed policy changed? How was the physics education policy changed from here on out?
Right.
I'm sticking with the physics ed thing in case you couldn't tell. All right, my story is titled Popcorn. So get yours ready.
Yeah, I like popcorn.
I do too. It's warm and flavored. Do you like to add a flavored powder to your popcorn, like white cheddar or anything else?
I don't typically add anything to popcorn that I make. I usually just get like buttery popcorn.
Yeah, I'll
buy cheddar popcorn.
Yeah, I'll buy cheddar popcorn. And when it comes to like going to the movies or something, I'm a pretty classic. Or even just getting like microwave popcorn, I'm pretty classic. I don't need any fancy.
What's your take on kettle corn?
I like it. I think if I know what it is, if I'm thinking of what it is,
it's kettle corn is just like it's like sugary, so it's like sweet.
On occasion.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan
of that. No. On occasion.
The kettle corn craze that swept the nation the last like 10 years.
The nation of Norway.
Yeah,
popcorn. Okay, my sister, my mother, and I were waiting in a long line at Sam's Club food court. At the Sam's Club food court, the entire time I was waiting, I was mentally rehearsing what my order would be. 1 slice of cheese pizza, please. Yeah, because that's going to be hard to remember once you get to the front of the line. Oh my God.
Is this the same person with the medical condition from the previous story?
Maybe. Oh, jeez.
I think we figured it out.
I think we got a connection here. So let's see. I like your next story title, but let's see if they're connected. Okay. I was mentally rehearsing what my order would be. 1 slice of cheese pizza, please. This sounds like I don't know if you ever saw the Soup Nazi Seinfeld episode. I don't know. I know you didn't really watch Seinfeld,
probably.
but he's such a quote unquote Nazi about his soup kitchen, and you have to order in a very specific way, and you can't make any mistakes, otherwise you won't get your soup. So this just sounded like that. 1 slice of cheese pizza, please. Step aside. Anyway, my mind was repeatedly screaming at me. When we got up to the cashier to pay, I got distracted by his cuteness.
Of course.
So instead of asking for the pizza, I confidently said, 1 popcorn, please, which Sam's Club food court has none of.
They have none of 1 popcorn.
They have none of 1 popcorn. You have to order a minimum of 2 popcorn. Once I realized my mistake, I screamed out, "No!" which anyone does normally when they make a mistake, loud enough for exactly 50 people.
Yep.
She counted 50 people to look at me. Embarrassed, I ran away. And what? Okay. And my mom and sister had to bring me the slice of pizza from my finding place in the freezer section.
What?
So
I'm assuming that's supposed to say hiding place.
Right, but does that mean
they got it all wrong?
Does that mean it was her hiding place until she was found, and then it becomes her finding place? Because
but she's not doing the finding.
I know,
be her finding place.
But how can you accidentally type the word finding when you're trying to type the word hiding? It's not like it's 1 letter off. It's close-ish, but there's 2 distinct letter differences.
I mean, the H is, not really that close to the F.
Yeah, it's 2 letters over on a standard QWERTY keyboard.
Close to the N.
The N is just extra.
Yeah.
I don't buy it. There must be some other hidden meaning behind what finding place is, and maybe this is like a generational thing, because it's not in my lexicon. So here's another person who doesn't know how to deal with anything. To this day, I beg people to order for me when anyone remotely attractive is working the cash register. This happened 45 years ago.
Yeah, define remotely attractive, because I would say, remotely can be such a small margin.
Yeah, like remotely could mean like you're only attractive if there's not a lot of things around you, or you don't have access to a lot of things, or you're far away.
Or just like, I don't know. When I think of like a remotely attractive person, it's like, oh, maybe they have messed up teeth, but like, oh, they have like a really nice nose or really cute eyes or something like that. But then the rest of them maybe it's kind of like,
are you describing me?
All I can see is your eyes. And I would never describe you.
Oh. Very nice. Yeah, okay. Nobody, when making a small, stupid mistake like that, screams out no, an elongated no.
Yeah, I would have been like, no, sorry. Small cheese pizza, slice of cheese pizza.
I'm talking to you, George Lucas, episode 3, Revenge of the Sith.
That was a bit different.
No one screams out no when something doesn't turn out the way they hoped.
I mean, I would say a little different.
Well, I don't care. I would say, let's say you get...
His wife died.
Correct.
You wouldn't scream out no?
No, I wouldn't. Think about... Be realistic. Would you...
What would you scream out? Would you scream something?
I don't know if I would scream
out no.
I don't know if I would scream out a word like no, or like... I don't even know if... I think you just like maybe yell out of just pure emotion, and I don't think you maybe even
we'll have to
that
test
moment.
Yeah. I'll have to kill something you really... I have to kill something you love.
Good luck finding that. Okay. Yeah. So
you're like, I don't love anything.
This person, there's a
so
lot going on here with this person. They need to rehearse their order, which is the simplest order you could think of, aside from like, can I have a water? They want to
then just still mess it up,
right? Well, because they were so distracted by this remotely attractive person.
Well, I mean, this person, she got distracted by his cuteness.
That's true, and the funny thing is, he didn't know what her order was going to be. So to him, until she screamed out "No," he would have had no idea she messed up at all, and she would have had no reason to have been embarrassed.
Well, she messed up because they don't have popcorn there.
I see. That's right. They don't have one popcorn.
So that was embarrassing.
Right. That's true. Never mind. I take that back. She would have been immediately embarrassed no matter what the case.
And it's not like he was just like, yeah, but it's like, it's not that embarrassing really if you just be like, oh, no, we don't have popcorn. Oh, okay.
Oh, that's right. I thought I was at Costco.
It's not like he like screamed at her like, you fucking moron.
We have popcorn here.
Right.
Is what he would have said. And I'm guessing he is one of the 50 people to look at her and cause her to be embarrassed and run away. And so that means
way to draw more attention to yourself.
And so the mom and the sister, the girl yells no and runs away into some part of the store to her finding place, which is in the freezer section, which makes me maybe think that she was trying to get pizza in the end. She was just trying to find
she was trying to get a frozen pizza.
But they don't.
She's just in there, just gnawing on a frozen cheese pizza.
No,
just trying to warm it up in her mouth.
Yeah, because of course you're going to do that if something as simple as accidentally ordering popcorn where they don't have popcorn is something that embarrasses you enough to run away. You're then going to sit in the open freezer section trying to eat a frozen pizza in front of people. So anyway, the mom and sister, they don't show any immediate concern for her. They continue on with the ordering process. They wait for the food. They get it. They get their napkins. They get the utensils. They get their condiments. And then they go bring her the slice of pizza that she wanted.
Yeah, this is just standard for them. This is
not the first rodeo.
This is her behavior. Yeah. This is what she does. This is not the first time she's tried to order popcorn at Sam's Club.
And they knew this was going to happen because this is, a mom and a sister. So we're talking with just a bunch of females here. They can see the cuteness in the guy at the cash register as well. No, that's not what I mean.
Where are you going with this? Where are you going? Okay, I was going to say, where are you going? Every time you're like, a bunch of females, I'm like, wait. Sean's jumping up on his soapbox again.
Her source of distraction was the fact that the guy at the register was cute.
Okay.
The mom and sister could easily have also noticed his level of attractiveness and been like, she's going to screw up and order popcorn by mistake.
She does this every time.
They saw this whole thing coming. Based on how they reacted, this is not new for her. And
it's always popcorn.
Although it does say at the end that to this day, she begs people to order for her when anyone remotely attractive is working at the cash register. So what might suggest that either this was the very first time this has happened, or it's been like, I'm sick of this happening to me. I'm not going to order anymore for myself if there's someone cute running the register.
But here's the thing, right?
Sure.
Is it
right?
She what?
Yeah, here's the thing. Exactly.
I hate you. So is it anybody who's remotely? She's just saying anybody who's remotely attractive. It's not anybody she remotely finds it, like she finds remotely attractive.
Right.
Just anyone remotely attractive. So this is men, women,
robots that have a lot of magnets.
Yep. I mean, they can have one magnet.
That would be remotely attractive. That would be remotely attractive.
It could be a really weak magnet, like a fridge magnet.
Would a magnet only be magnets attract metal and other magnets? So yeah, if you have anything magnetic on you, you're remotely attracted to a low power magnet.
Mm-hmm.
Are there types of metal that don't stick to magnets?
Stainless steel.
Is that right? Okay.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure there's several other ones. That's just the one that's right off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Stainless steel is a non-attractive metal, or I don't know how you'd say. It's a non-reactive metal.
Possibly. That might be the way to say it.
Maybe.
It's probably not. There's probably some smarter way to say it.
We'll have to ask the phys ed.
Yeah, the physics ed teacher about how magnets work.
Yeah. Oh no, we're getting into weird magnets. How do they work territory?
How do magnets work? Yeah.
All right. Well, let's move on to the next story because we're not going to get very many done this time. Sean, this story, You already know. It's called
I know the title.
50 Shades of Butt.
Ooh, I'm
50
curious as to where this is
Shades
gonna.
of Butt.
I'm curious. Go ahead. I'm really interested in this story.
We're all curious. So here we go. So to begin my story, it's a great way. That's a good place to start.
Very appropriate.
The beginning's always the best place to start a story.
Yeah.
So to begin my story, I should tell you that I work at a
you.
medical.
I'm talking to you, guy who wrote and directed Memento. Who is that? Nolan? Christopher Nolan?
Yeah, Christopher Nolan.
I'm talking to you, Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Tarantino.
Yeah, that too. He's one that does that too.
Mm-hmm. So to begin my story, I should tell you that I work at a medical spa as front desk, and my job entails mostly computer and customer service related tasks.
We need a desk. Could you fill this position?
Yeah, I need you to be front desk.
I need you to be a desk. I need you to support computer and pens and pencils and phone. Can you do that? I need you to be able to be positioned in front of a chair. Is that possible?
How many breaks do I get a day? Oh, no. You don't get breaks. No, you are desk.
Yeah, you are.
You are desk. You hold a computer.
Stop it.
Stop what? All right.
Stop copying me.
However, I am also there to assist the on-shift technician. Obviously not with the lasers, as I'm not certified. Obviously.
Desks,
I mean, there's so many different types of technicians. Why would we immediately assume that, like, you were going to help them with lasers?
This person is going to be assigned to assist with the lasers.
Yeah.
No desk has ever been certified to work lasers.
That's true.
I want to go on record.
So, blah, 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 obviously not with the lasers, as I'm not certified, but with helping shaving. What?
It's like, when people they'll write in a pause. It'd be like, okay. I don't know. So it's like, but with helping shaving clients.
Yeah. So helping shaving clients to prepare them for their treatment. So if that's the thing you help with, like, I'm also there to assist shaving clients. You could have just said that. What a long-winded way. All right. Yeah. So this particular Saturday, I was asked to help shave a client's back, which was fine. It's part of my job, and I just needed to be professional about it. And it's something I've unfortunately had to do before as well, so no big deal, right? That was all one sentence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next word is wrong.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just like enthralled with that sentence for some reason.
Let me see. So
but I was just like, it's part of my job. I just need to be professional about it. Like, nobody's telling you not. Like, it's like this person's explaining, like, hey, no, but like, it's like somebody's questioning.
Like, we're coaxing this person to be unprofessional, or we're
like, no, I just have to be professional about it. It's part of my job. I have to shave people's backs sometimes.
Yeah, it's like, whoa, I didn't say anything.
You should be unprofessional about that. You should like shave a shape into their back, or like go too deep.
Like, you don't need that external layer of dead skin cells, right?
Yeah. Like, how many? I mean, everybody's got several layers of skin. I can take a couple off, right?
Yeah, it's 7 layers, I believe.
So, I've unfortunately had to do this before as well, so no big deal, right? Wrong. So I do the usual. I put on my gloves, grab a razor, and begin assisting the tech. However much to my surprise and displeasure, the tech suddenly pulls down the client's pants and underwear, to which I am greeted with a hairy behind. It is all I can do in my power to keep from laughing from sheer shock. I'll spare you the details, but let's just say it was not totally normally colored. Trying to stay professional, I then had to proceed and hold the client's butt cheek, taunt to shave it.
Must have meant taut?
Like hold it tight.
Yeah. Like they didn't taunt it.
Taunt. Yeah. Like,
yeah, you
you want to be hairy?
You miscolored butt cheek?
I finished as thorough and quick as possible. You can't do both.
No, but funny.
You can't be thorough and quick.
They type though.
I know through.
Yeah. Okay.
I finished as through and quick as I possibly could, and booked it the hell out of the room.
That's professional.
Yeah. But yeah, also you can't be thorough and quick with a job.
Well, do you remember the triangle of how a job will be done? Did I ever tell you about this? My old college professor.
Okay.
There was quick, there was good, and there was cheap, right?
Okay.
And this is sort of a way to base on how much you would charge for a job.
Right.
So if you wanted something done quick and good, it wasn't going to be cheap. If you wanted something done quick and cheap, it wasn't going to be good. And if you wanted something good and cheap, it's not going to be quick. Those are like that's like the triangle of pricing out your services. Yeah. So this person could have done something quick and good, but just maybe charge more for it.
Yeah. So they booked it the hell out of the room.
What I'm trying to get at is you're a total idiot, and this is possible.
Okay, I accept. Later, when I had to book the client's next appointment, neither of us could look the other in the eye because of that traumatizing encounter. I will probably never be able to live down the moment I looked at the multicolored butt right in the crack.
So the butt itself is colored? Or
I guess the skin of the butt. This person's butt skin is multicolored.
Does this happen? Is this?
I don't know.
I mean, let's say you have let's say you have vitiligo or something.
Right.
Right. But that
could have been that.
It could have been that, and I suppose there's a chance it could have been like localized to the butt area and not anywhere else. Or maybe it's birth. Maybe there's just a lot of birthmarks there or something.
Or maybe this person is maybe this is an older person who's just, over time your skin just kind of does weird things and
get those age spots and stuff.
Yeah.
This person's
or maybe they had a mishap with they sat on a box of markers or some paint or something.
And they weren't wearing anything when it happened and they haven't cleaned themselves.
Well, okay, maybe they're one of those artists that uses their body to paint on the canvas with.
Sure.
And they could have just had, and they washed most of it off, but it stains the skin a little bit.
That hard to reach butt area.
Yeah, they made the mistake of using oil paints, and
that's
really hard to get off.
I think you have firsthand experience on that is.
Yeah, when we were kids, we got.
We covered that in a previous episode. You remember? Oh, we covered this.
We covered the paint story.
Oh yeah.
Did we really?
Yeah. This is when I.
Are you just trying to not?
This is when
I couldn't remember if that came up or not.
No, it did. This is I forget what episode, who knows what episode it was. I don't. But.
It was one of the bad newses.
Yeah. So I mean,
oil paint is hard to get off.
I mean, this person just seems to be sort of shallow and immature.
As professional as they're trying to be, they're being completely
very unprofessional. The only thing they could have been worse is if they verbally commented on it in front of the person while they were in the room,
right,
or something.
Look at this ass.
Although if the person's let's say the person's laying on a table and they're obviously laying on their stomach, their head could be facing either one side or the other, or if they have one of those, if you're getting a massage, they have that sort of head pillow where you can face straight down. It's possible that this person just did the work and then left the room without the client even seeing anything.
Right, but they do say that they had to book the next appointment, and neither of them could look each other in the eye because of that traumatizing encounter. It wasn't traumatizing for the person getting the procedure done. Yeah, so why would they have any problem looking at you at all? And also, it's not like you guys looked at each other in the eye originally. You looked at them in an eye, but they didn't look you in any eyes.
Come on. Hey Matt, what's the most common eye color on the planet? Brown. Everybody has at least one. So this, if neither person could look the other in the eye, this suggests that some of the unprofessionalism was witnessed by the client. Because if it was just on the side of the person working there, the client would have been able to look her in the eye, no problem. Him or her. I don't know if it says this is a guy or girl.
I don't think there's no specificity on the gender.
Yeah, this person. Yeah, but the employee, the client would have been able to look at the employee in the eye, no problem.
Right.
Yeah. I'd say that's
Actually, and when a professional person is slightly embarrassed by something that they have to do for a living, I think it serves them right to be stared directly in the eye by the client. They should feel bad for being embarrassed about stuff they have to do for a living. Why should the medical professional be embarrassed more so than the client who's having a procedure done? Like, that's more embarrassing.
Right.
If I have to go get something done, it's more embarrassing for me to be like, all right, this person has to shave my ass for me.
Yeah, no, yeah, they should. The client should feel any level of embarrassment that they have on their own should not be increased by the
Right.
people performing that on you.
Exactly.
Otherwise, they might not even, like, they could lose that business then. If this is like something that, if they, this
Right.
is something they have to come in for recurring treatments, I don't know what treatment they're getting. So if this is a one-time thing, or if this is something they have to come in for multiple sessions for,
Well, they had to book they had to book another appointment.
They did. And maybe it was for another area.
It turns out this is just a place where they just shave butts for a living.
Yeah.
Like, that's the whole thing.
The guy's coming in to get his skin.
It could be a hair removal place.
Colored.
It might just be a laser hair removal place, because the technician operates lasers, and this guy's shaving people's bodies.
It probably is. It says medical spa. That probably is what it is.
Oh, do they shave your hair before they have it laser removed? I suppose that maybe if it's really thick hair, right? Would they?
I honestly don't know how lasering works. I don't know if they do or not. Because from what I understand, they have to laser each hair follicle or whatever individually, I think.
God,
so you'd have
that could take forever.
Well, if you shave all the hair off, you don't know where the hair was to precisely hit it. I'm guessing. So I always assume that if you're doing laser, the hair is there it's still there while they do it. But I could be wrong.
Interesting.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Next story.
Good.
Thanks, Mrs. Miller. You the best.
You the best.
It's you the best.
You the best. What I said.
Oh, I thought you said Yuda, like you the best.
No, you the best.
One time way back in 6th grade math class.
Oh, all the way back.
This person is not indicating how many years ago that was.
One time way back in this specific time.
Yeah, but I'm not going to give you a point of reference to let you know how far back that was.
You use the phrase.
This could be in 7th grade.
You use the phrase "one time way back" when you don't know when way back it happened. I'd be like, "Oh man, one time way back in the day."
No, you could still use that.
Blah, blah, blah. You could, but it's just dumb.
No, but it is. You could say one time in 6th grade math class, but if it was a long time ago, you could say way back in 6th grade math class. But for anyone who's reading the story, they don't know how far back that was because they're not saying how old they are now.
Also, referring to anything way back and you're still referring to your own life, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, how old are you?
There's no way back if you're still alive.
Well, I mean,
if it's in your life. I mean, I guess if you're 90, but
what if
you're
100?
if you're 100, I guess you could say way back when I was 5 or something, But I feel like way back should be utilized for a significant time pass. It's got to be, I don't know. But within the last 15 years, you can't use way back.
You're very strict and protective of using the term way back.
I don't know why. I don't know where this is coming from.
It's
I'm not happy with myself.
Mother hen came out and you're protecting your baby here from the fox.
Yeah.
The fox that is someone misusing the term way back.
You the best.
Thanks. Okay. One time way back in 6th grade math class, which was first semester. I'm currently in 2nd semester of 6th grade, which is a year that is not measured in semesters. I had to fart really bad. Not really badly.
Oh, no.
Really bad. Me being the idiot that I am, or was, I guess they're still an idiot. Me being the idiot that I am.
Tenses again.
I know. That's what I'm protective of. That's my baby chick in this farm. Me being the idiot that I am decided that it would be silent. I decided that it would be silent.
You don't get to make that choice.
I'm just that's what I'm going to do from now on.
I mean, you can do your best.
You can I think what they're trying to say is,
I mean, you the best, but
you the best, but even the best can't do that.
Right.
Big surprise. I put my own comma there. It wasn't.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I'm not either. The only person talking was, I love it. The only person talking was the teacher, and she was interrupted by freaking cannon fire farts. She said she was disappointed I couldn't hold it in, and proceeded to tell a story of how she taught a famous athlete who did nearly the same thing. What? What a weird left turn that took.
That's the entire story. The title has nothing to do with this at all.
No.
Thanks, Mrs. Miller. You the best. You the best because you were disappointed in me and then talked about how somebody who is a very famous athlete did the same thing. So therefore, are you disappointed in me, or are you saying like you can achieve anything?
Wow, I didn't look at it from that angle. You know what? This other person that farted in class, they became a famous athlete. So
yeah, like what's the point of that at all?
Doubt yourself, 6th grade math.
How do you tell somebody you're disappointed in them and then then be like, but this reminds me of this very famous athlete who I taught who did the same thing.
Here's someone that has a very relatable story and a very similar experience to you, which means this is human nature and everyone does it.
Yeah,
so why would
I
say I'm disappointed that you couldn't hold it in? It's not advised to.
You could be disappointed with somebody who was like constantly farting in class and like was purposely being disruptive. But for somebody who is like trying to not do it and is embarrassed, and you just be like, I'm disappointed in you. How dare you not hold those gases in and possibly cause damage to your body?
I'm questioning if these were actually only farts, because any cannon I'm aware of does not fire air. Right. So if a cannon is just blowing air, it's not firing. I'm thinking
there's usually a projectile.
This kid shit his pants.
Yeah.
Or shorts. It could have been the summer or the spring.
Well, and again, we haven't determined if this is a boy or a girl. There could be a dress involved.
True. Yeah. But women are allowed to wear pants and shorts, Matt. It's 2021.
I'm not saying they're not. I'm not saying they're not allowed to, but they also are allowed to wear other non-pants. Whereas boys typically are not allowed to wear dresses to school. It's very frowned upon. I think it's maybe more lax now. But
I think back in our day. Yeah, back in our day you'd get made fun of, but I think in this day and age it's accepted, and you might be attacked for shaming that person for doing so.
I mean, I'm attacked daily.
With shame?
My own shame.
Your own shame?
I attack myself with my own shame.
Very well.
That story was weird.
We have read 4 stories and we're almost.
I know we have not gotten very far.
My next story is kind of long, so I don't know if we want to just finish with your next story here and.
Well, let's see how fast mine goes here.
Yeah, I'll interrupt it a lot. Go ahead.
It's true. This story's called Weed Birthday.
Oh,
last year.
So like
immediately interrupting me.
Yeah, I had nothing to say. Go on.
Last year, during class, my algebra teacher let us listen to music while we did our classwork and whatnot. Okay. So what else are you doing in class other than classwork?
The weird thing is, it wasn't algebra class.
Oh, they were just. It was her algebra. It was the algebra teacher, but not in algebra class.
The algebra teacher just popped in and said, "Hey, you guys can listen to music. I don't care.
Yeah, do your classwork and whatnot.
Whatever. It's my weed birthday."
So I was just jamming, being super confused on this one problem, and I looked up from my paper to ask my friend how to do it, and everyone is intensely looking back and forth between me and another girl with their fingers on their noses. As you can imagine, I was super confused. I can't imagine. Yeah. So, naturally, I also put my finger on my nose. Everyone yelled, "Oh!" And turns out it was a nose goes thing, and the other girl had to ask the teacher if she'd ever smoked weed on her birthday because it was 420. Whose birthday?
Yeah,
Are they asking the teacher if she smoked weed on her birthday, or was it the girl's birthday that day, and she had to ask the teacher Because it makes it sound like that she had to ask the teacher if the teacher herself had ever smoked weed, specifically on her birthday.
And does this mean that the day that this is occurring is 420, and so because of this game, the girl had to ask the teacher if the teacher had ever smoked weed on the teacher's birthday, even though the teacher's birthday has nothing to do with 420? Or does the teacher have to know if she has smoked weed on the student's birthday? What is a nose goes thing?
I've never heard of nose goes.
I'm so lost in this story. I'm very lost.
But also, so basically what it sounds like what nose goes is like somebody comes up with like, for instance, this
you
thing
have
of
to
like,
the last person
somebody has to go ask the teacher.
Last
person has to go. Yeah. So also, the girl had to ask the teacher, no, go fuck yourselves. If somebody did a nose goes to me and they're like, go do this thing, you were the last person, I'd be like, go fuck yourself. I don't have to do that. I don't have to participate if I don't want to.
Yeah, but you remember
also, I wouldn't have cared. I would have asked the teacher.
Yeah, me too. But do you remember how strong, peer pressure affected people in school? You know how bad it was. So it's like,
well, I don't think it affected me or you very much, though. I think me and you were very adamant on being like, no, go screw yourself. We don't care.
No, we were exceptionally awesome compared to most other people. But for most other people,
that's why we're so famous.
It affects them greatly. It helps negatively influence their decision making during their schoolyard years.
Yeah. Anybody listening to this that is still in school, don't succumb to peer pressure. It doesn't matter.
Guess what?
You'll realize that coming out of high school, especially, that all that BS that went through your lives when you were younger really doesn't mean a damn thing like 20 minutes after graduating. Nobody cares.
What? These people that you are forced to be in the vicinity of during your school years, once school is done, you never have to see them again.
Yeah, unless you go to like a reunion
and by
where
the
nobody
time,
shows up.
And mostly by the time everyone's out of school, all that stupid stuff, no one cares about it anymore. Even the people that might have been pressuring you, no one cares about any of it anymore.
Popularity don't mean shit out of high school.
It don't.
Yep. No matter, doesn't matter how popular you were in high school. Once you're out of high school, you're just another piece of shit out in the world that nobody, like, you're not going to go into some job and they'll be like, oh, you were popular in high school. Here's an extra $2 an hour.
Wait a minute. You were prom king? Yeah, you're going to
God.
You're going to get the junior executive position. We're going to fire the guy that's in there now. That guy was not prom king.
How many hand jobs do you want a day?
Well, are you asking me?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Answer the question.
I mean, minimum. Well, who's performing this? That helps.
I mean, that's not the question.
Look,
the question is how many do you want a day? That's the question.
Let's get this sorted out during orientation. I'm not going to answer that now. I'm not going to give you
because here's the thing.
Information.
I need to know your number
until I know I've got the job.
No, okay, you're hired. But how many hand jobs do you want a day? Because you were very popular in high school, so therefore you are immediately hired for this job. How many hand jobs?
I'm immediately hired. Yeah, I'm
hired. How many hand jobs do you want per day, per shift, per work shift?
0.
You don't want any hand jobs?
Nope.
Why not?
Because I don't know where they're coming from. I'm not going to commit to a minimum number without
Here's
knowing.
The thing: you're not committing. You're not committing to anything right now. I just need to know how many you want.
No, you're gonna do something here. This is gonna backfire on me. This is gonna backfire on me if I give you a number.
I have nothing planned.
Okay. 1.
Okay. I mean, that's low. That's a low number. I mean, you can have as many as you want.
Right.
And you just want the one.
Well, I gotta be able to get my job done too. I need to be able to do my work.
You were popular. You don't have to do anything.
Oh, you're right. I was prom king.
You were popular. You were a prom king. You were probably, you're captain of the football team.
Let me set the record straight for everyone that went to high school with us and those that didn't go to high school with us. I was neither football captain, nor was I prom king, nor was I snow week king. I think those are the two, right? No, homecoming. I
have no clue.
I wasn't homecoming king. Did our prom have kings and queens? A king and a queen?
I don't think we did.
I don't think
No,
ours
I don't
did.
think we crowned anybody.
Everybody got participation trophies at our prom.
Yeah.
You showed up. Here's a Lego crown.
So, but just the one hand job?
What's your number? Like, where about you? Let's say
Oh, I mean,
you're able to request a number of performances during a work shift.
Yeah, when it sounds dirty when you say performances. Just
Well,
call it a hand job.
Someone has to perform it on you.
I mean, it's degrading.
Yeah, that's why I said zero.
They don't like when you say perform it. I mean, it's they enjoy doing it.
They who? Who's they?
The hand job girls.
Oh, so it's just
there's a whole slew of them.
So what guys can't give them?
I mean, they can. There's just nobody's ever applied for the job. It just so happens that only women have ever applied for the hand job positions at this particular company.
Gotcha. What is?
Would you prefer getting a hand job from a male?
No, but I was just questioning the likelihood that it's only females that are giving them.
Oh, it just like I said, it just so happens. I mean, we're not going to discriminate. I mean, anybody can apply for the position.
It just so happens that only females have applied thus far.
Yeah. Yes, thus far with this company. Yes.
Yeah. And how many do you have on staff?
5.
You have 5 on staff. How many employees are receiving these a day?
A day.
Well, I mean, in a given workday, how many of the employees on a given workday? How many positions within the company are awarded hand jobs during the workday? Is it just
all positions are awarded that? No, I mean all positions. It's not just like if you were popular. Well, no, you had to be a popular person.
Well, then if that's the case, then it is just upper management because the popular people get hired for those types of things. You're not going to have a prom king at an entry level position.
If that's the position he applied for and that's the position he wanted.
I didn't come in here applying for junior exec. I didn't apply for junior exec, but that's what I got because I was prom king. They fired the current junior exec because I was prom king, and they hired me to replace that guy, even though I came in to be a custodian. I came in to be the first hand job boy.
Like, we can't have you being hand job boy.
So you know what? Yeah. So they're not going to have a junior or a prom king.
Hold on, I gotta.
So you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. No. Yeah. So here's the thing. I don't actually work here. I'm not the hiring manager.
Yeah, you're the tech. You work for the temp agency. The temp agency.
Yeah, I do the lasers.
I laser the miscolored buttocks.
So no hand jobs.
You haven't told me. You never said what your answer is.
I'm not the one getting interviewed here. I'm the one asking the questions.
Right, but
I'm the one who doesn't work here.
Yeah, but I said 0, and then I changed it to 1 because you're like, oh, and now I asked you. This is we're out of the interview scenario.
How many hand jobs a day do I want?
Right, while you're at work.
While I'm at work,
because this is the whole basis for this. Is it's a service provided by the company,
right?
And it happens during your work shift.
And
if you're salaried,
I hope they have a room for this, not just like out on the floor.
You didn't tell me whether or not this was the case.
I'm just imagining somebody like part of their job is they have to constantly be moving around, like they're constantly like going from desk to desk and stuff, and so when to get their hand job, they have to do it on the move. Yeah, I think a day. I mean, it's going to depend on the day, but I guess I have to pick a specific number for every day. So I wouldn't want to go too high, but I wouldn't. I mean, I guess 1 is a decent number based on like. There might be a day where you just don't want to get one, you know, like, but you have to because you picked a number. So you have to do it. You're on the schedule. So, you know, you got to keep those people employed and they have to stay on schedule so they can get everybody, you know, knocked out within a day. So yeah, 1's a good number. I mean, 2 on some days might be nice, but like 3 or 4 is just like, you're going to spend half your day getting hand jobs and the other half napping.
I wonder if if you don't use it one day, does it carry over? Like, let's say there's a day you don't feel like it. Can you carry one over to the next day and you get 2 the next day?
No, they're non-negotiable. Like you
So it's
get
one a day,
them whether you want it or not. Yeah.
Gotcha. So there's not even like
Yep.
you don't use it, you lose it scenario.
No, it's like it's 11 o'clock. You're getting your hand job if that's your scheduled time. Even if you're sick for the day.
So they do house calls.
If you call in, they do them over Skype.
So then do you have to bid, like shift bid? Like, does seniority get first pick on the time of day?
It's like, you're kind of just tossed into, the hat randomly. So, I mean, you can negotiate times. If there's like a certain day you need to move your time, you can,
Sure.
you can speak with somebody else and get it moved around. But
What if you got double booked?
and they got 2 hands, right?
I'm assuming that not necessarily.
You're like, I don't know, do they?
Maybe they have a medical reason why they can't jog in physics ed class.
Right. Well, I'm going to be honest with you. There are certain guidelines you have to meet to be a hand job person, we'll say, in this company. And one requirement is hands. Plural.
That's discrimination.
I mean, it's in the job description. I mean, you can't. There's certain jobs certain people just can't do.
I'm suing you for discrimination.
Okay,
I should be able to do that even though I don't have hands.
Well, then you're gonna have to just start. You're gonna get real good with those feet or wrists.
I mean, I've figured out how to live without my hands and perform various other tasks. I should be able to figure this out too.
But then here's the thing:
equal opportunity employer.
The job title is hand job person.
Sure.
You can't be a hand job person if you don't have hands. It's in the title.
That makes sense. Do you by chance need a desk?
I know the perfect guy. Bye.
See ya.
We are on TikTok now, which makes us even cooler. HS Famous. Find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at HSFamousPod. Email us directly at highschoolfamous@gmail.com. We have Patreon too, but you'll never go there. Altogether, our hearts beat as one.